Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarel van Greden, aka Mr. VG, and it is a fantastic day to do mathematics. It's such a beautiful day outside here. A little bit of the chilly side, but the sun is shining, and it's a good day to be alive. Today, we are specifically going to have a look at the balance outstanding on a loan. In other words, what do we really mean? How much do I still owe on a loan? This means you've now, for instance, repaid a certain number of installments. And now I want to know, how much do I still owe the bank? Why would I want to know that? You could have maybe inherited some money and now you want to pay it off. You broke into a bank vault and you stole some money and now you want to repay it off. Or even you just want to sell your house and buy a new house. And now you want to know, how much do I still owe the bank? There are two options that we are going to look at. Each has its pros and cons. I'm saying this very clearly, so you must choose which one you want to use. The first option is working forward. In other words, as if you're standing from time zero and you are working forwards. Or you can say working backwards, meaning standing at the end and you're working backwards. So basically it means if I'm standing at point M and I want to know how much is the balance outstanding, the working forward, it means if I look at everything that has happened before. So in other words, the home loan that was taken and all the payments that was made, I'm working them forward to the point M. Or the second option, okay, let's first finish off the first option. If I tell you the balance outstanding is A minus F, then A is the value of the loan as if there was no repayments. So in other words, as if the money was just lying there in the bank vault and you didn't pay anything. How much would you owe the bank then? And then secondly, F is the value of all of your payments at that point M. So working them forwards. So in other words, the value of your payments at point M. As you can see, this is kind of a lot of work, but it's a very easy principle. Because what you are actually doing is you are saying, how much is my loan worth if I didn't repay? And then I subtract from that the value of all my repayments, including interest. Don't forget including interest. The second option is, of course, a lot easier because the balance outstanding is simply the present value of all the payments that is still to come. So I'm working them backwards to the point M there. And that is that's the big difference between them. Now you might say, but sir, working backwards is so much simpler. It's just one formula. And you'd be right. But unfortunately, if you want to be really, really pedantic, there's going to be certain circumstances where in theory you actually can't use the present value, the option 2. But I'm not going to worry you too much about those ones now. We'll have a look at them in the videos that's still coming. So let's quickly have a look at the specific N minus M at the top. What do I mean by N minus M? N minus M is literally the number of payments that is still to come. So if you were in this example, for instance, the next one in 7.2, and the question is now asks the balance outstanding after 9 years. It would be the difference between the 9 and the 20. It's how much is still to come. So let's quickly have a look at this example. This example I did in the previous video and we calculated X to be 14975,70. And I'm going to look at how much is still outstanding after 9 years. if I look at this, I'm going to start by drawing my timeline and saying I've got two options. The blue, which is the working forward, or I've got the green, which is working backwards. There, ladies and gents, you see that what I mean by N minus M. There's 240 payments to make in total, but I'm only making 108. Or I've already made 108. How many is still left? 132. So let's look at option 1. Option 1 is the balance outstanding is A minus F. So in other words, if I substitute into that, I'm going to take my 1.5 million that I'm loaning and I'm going to work it forward 108 months. And then I'm going to subtract from that the future value formula, also for 108 months, because that's the amount of payments I would have made if I stand there by the 108 months. Then the balance outstanding is 1.169568,67 million. So 1,169,000, give or take. Then, ladies and gents, option 2. In this case, I'm going to say the balance outstanding is simply my present value with an end value of 132. So I'm going to substitute in. If I substitute in there, don't forget the negative in the exponent. And my answer that I get is 1.169,569,11. Now here's an interesting question. What makes them different? Because they are different by about 34 cents. Why is that? If you said because of rounding off, you'd be 100% right. Because I rounded off that value, the 14965,70. I rounded it off to 2 decimals, although the bank wouldn't. In their books, they would not round off. And that is why there is a difference. So please stay tuned. In our next videos, we are going to look the application of balance outstanding, etc., etc. And we are going to dive into exam type questions as well later on in the videos. So please stay tuned and have a beautiful rest of your day. This is Sarah van Grenen, aka Mr. VG, signing out. Keep well, keep warm, keep safe. Cheers.